and a good morning to you. It is a Monday morning, and the coffee is really hot. Yeah, a little too hot right now. But still, any coffee is good coffee, right? Today, we are going to be going over some happy quotes to lift your spirits, and whether it's because your team didn't win yesterday, it happens. And isn't going to the big game. Sometimes you need something to lift your spirits, or it just could be that you're having a bad day. Either way, here we go. The article is from success.com. I just put the link on the comments. It's by Lydia Sweat, and it's 13 happy quotes to lift your spirits. It isn't always easy to overcome obstacles, to choose happiness over and over again when life gets tough, but it can be rewarding. No matter how hard it might be, you will always come out on the other side just a little bit stronger and a little bit wiser. That's why life is such a beautiful web of challenges and triumphs. From every experience comes a valuable lesson, and your ability to find the light even in your darkest hour means you are greater than your worst day. That, in and of itself, is a fantastic quote to kick off this particular conversation. Your ability to find the light even in your darkest hour means you are greater than your worst day. Wow, that's great. I like that one a lot. Here's some quotes to help you push through to better days. Here we go. Stephen Covey kicks it off with, be patient with yourself. Self growth is tender, it's holy ground. There's no greater investment. Would you agree with me that pretty much everything these days, and it's not unique to our era or unique to our time, that everything wants to be done fast? Everything needs to be done quickly. No stopping. Get it done. Get it going. Do it now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Everything needs to be done quickly. It's like a one of those instant gratification situations, but that's nothing new. That's been going on for a long time. It's just that right now, as we're in the area, it just seems faster to us. Just like it seemed faster in a past era, just like it'll seem faster in a future era. It is what it is, but you've got to be patient with yourself. Self growth is tender, it's holy ground. There's no greater investment. That's what the quote says. Now, here's, I think, one of the main reasons that we are not patient with ourselves. We see somebody who's already gone through growth. We see somebody who's already experienced that level of achievement in personal growth. And you say, like, man, how could they do it? What we don't see is their journey. We don't see how long it took them to get to where they are, what their starting point was, what their life experiences up to the point where they said, I've got to change. I've got to become a better person. I've got to become more than I am now. We don't know what level they were, what position they were in their life, what situation they were facing with when they started. So now that we see them at that level where it's like, man, they already got they have all their ducks in a row. They've got it down. They've got it locked down, and we're trying to rush to get there. We're trying to rush to become something that we expect of ourselves when in reality, like the quote says, Stephen Covey, be patient with yourself. Self growth is tender, it's holy ground. There's no greater investment. So keep that in mind. Be patient with yourself as you focus on your personal growth. Jean de la Bruyere says, out of difficulties grow miracles. And that is, I think, best encapsulated by visualizing. That's the word I'm looking for. Visualizing yourself and your core of strength that you have on the inside of who you are, and the difficulties in your life just hacking away at everything that you have built around that core of strength. All the victories, all the achievements, all the confidence, everything that you've put upon your core of strength to make you who you are. You're faced with difficulties, and they're just hacking away at it, just whittling it down. But remember that at the very middle, you've got that core of strength. You've got that inside of you that no matter how much you get beaten up, how much you get pushed around, how much you get, blown in a storm, whatever it is, you've got that core of strength inside you that it doesn't matter what you go through. It doesn't matter what difficulties you face. You have to remind yourself that that core is within you. You have to remind yourself that no matter what, no matter what you face, no matter what you're dealing with, you will bounce back. You will grow again, and you'll grow back stronger. Jean de la Brie says, out of difficulties grow miracles. It's like, what's that saying say? They tried to bury us, but they didn't realize we were seeds. Right? We're going to grow, and we're going to grow stronger no matter what we're faced with, right? Out of difficulties grow miracles, Jean de la Brie. Ariana Huffington, excuse me. We need to accept that we won't always make the right decisions, that will screw up royally sometimes. Understanding that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. Morning, Pablo. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. If you're going down a path and you're like, oh, there's a fork in the road, I'm going to go this way. Wrong way. You have to double back and go the other way, which is the right way, right? Failure is not the opposite of success. You don't get to the end of that path and realize there's nowhere to go and stop and die. You don't let your dreams go down a path, and when you realize that path is not the right one to make your dreams come true, and you give up on them. You don't set a goal and only take one route to get to it, and if that doesn't achieve it, you give up your goal. That's not how it works. We need to accept that we won't always make the right decisions. We'll screw up royally sometimes, understanding that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Ariana Huffington. There's a Chinese proverb, and I've heard this one. I've used this one on a previous conversation. It says, the man who removes a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. The man who removes a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. If you were to take a stone at a time, if you had unlimited time, you'd get it done. Well, didn't a guy like build a forest over the course of his life by going every day and planting trees? And all of a sudden there's a forest. Same thing with, not only did he grow, but this particular one, it's about removing the negativity in your life. That's what I see it as. If there's something heavy in your life, something, even if it's a trauma, even if it's something horrible that you experienced, you have to chip away at it. And you have to chip away at it by speaking to somebody who can help you. I'm not talking about just whoever. Speak to somebody who's a professional, somebody who can help you, somebody who can take the small stones away, understanding why that trauma still inflicts pain and directs your life to this day, even if it was years and years and years ago. Find out what those small stones you can start taking away, the negativity, those negative influences in your life. Slowly but surely, one by one, before you know it, the mountain is no longer a mountain. It's going to be a tiny collection of rubble, and before long, that's going to be gone as well. Sure, there may still be a scar, but you've gotten rid of the mountain. The man who removes a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. It's a Chinese proverb. Christian D. Larson says, believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. That core of strength. That core of strength that we're talking about. There's something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. Losing a job, losing a loved one, losing a relationship, suffering a setback, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, monetary. There's something inside you that is greater than any obstacle if you believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and all that you are, knowing that there's something inside you that is greater than any obstacle that's going to get you past that. If you don't believe that, if you don't believe that you're stronger than anything you face, you're never going to get past a certain level. You're going to you literally are yourself allowing obstacles to keep you down. You're allowing negativity to keep you down. You're allowing situations to keep you down if you do not believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. Christian D. Larson. Orson Swett Marden said, most obstacles melt away when we make up our minds to walk boldly through them. This is all boiling down to belief. That's all this is. This is all boiling down to the belief you have in yourself. If you make up your mind to walk boldly through whatever obstacle is ahead of you, you make that decision. It's almost like I've had a couple situations in my life, right? I was faced with and it's nothing major. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, oh, woe is me. No, it's nothing major. But it was a big obstacle for me. There was a huge test that I had to take. And I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. I was prepping for it because I kind of believed in myself, right? I know I can do it, but I never got around to doing it until, and I've said this before, someone just set the date, over and over again, just set the date. And I made up my mind and I set the date and I passed it. And conquering that obstacle was the feeling that I got from conquering that obstacle was amazing. Imagine the obstacle that's faced before you, that you are facing, could be smaller than what you make it out to be. Give it some distance and see it's not that big of a deal. But most obstacles melt away when we make up our minds to walk boldly through them. Orson Swett Marden. Deepak Chopra. The best way to get rid of the pain is to feel the pain. And when you feel the pain and go beyond it, you'll see there's a very intense love that is wanting to awaken itself. Pain is a part of life. Life is painful. It's like, what did we do? Why? How come? Life is pain. There's pain and loss. Pain and regret. Pain and change. The best way to get rid of the pain is to feel the pain, confronting it. And when you feel the pain and go beyond it, dealing with pain, you'll see there's a very intense love that is wanting to awaken itself. Yes, life is pain, but life is also love. And love in your life gives you so much strength. And it gives you so much, it fills you up so much more. When you try and fill yourself with hate, and I've known people, and I think I've been in that situation at times when I'm going to fill myself up with hate to keep me going. Hate and anger. You realize it takes some work. If you allow love to fill you, that's what's going to make you feel that, because when you feel the love inside, you're also feeling a healing inside. But it has to be, you have to accept it. You have to want it. You have to let the love in. The best way to get rid of the pain is to feel the pain. And when you feel the pain and go beyond it, you'll see there's a very intense love that is wanting to awaken itself. Deepak Chopra. Jacques Prevet. Even if happiness forgets you a little bit, never completely forget about it. Reminiscing, looking back to joyous times in your life is one of the sweetest abilities we have. It's one of the most satisfying abilities we have. We've had happiness in our life, and I hope to God that you have not lived a life that you have had no happiness, that you have had no joy, that you have experienced no love. I pray that is not the case. But looking back and relishing and reliving happy times and happy thoughts is a beautiful, beautiful thing that we have, a beautiful ability that we have. And we can't forget that. Sometimes it seems we're bombarded with pain and thoughts of things that have happened to us that negatively affected us, and that's all we focus on. But you have to go back and look at the beauty in life, the happiness in life, meeting that special someone, being there, being present at the birth of a child, whether it's yours or someone else's, but you're filled with that joy. Just experiencing the joy of something that you did, experiencing nature and its grandeur and feeling that joy. Even if happiness forgets you a little bit, never completely forget about it. Never completely forget about it. Jacques Prevet. W.E.B. Du Bois said, life has its pains and evils, its bitter disappointments. But like a good novel and in healthful length of days, there is infinite joy in seeing the world. The most interesting of continued stories unfold. As time goes by, you're seeing the story unfold. What is your story going to be? The thing we have, the ability, another ability we have, is to choose which way our life is going to unfold. There's very few times where you have no choice to how your life is going to be. If you believe in yourself. Like it says, life has its pains and evils, its bitter disappointments. But like a good novel and in healthful length of days, there's infinite joy in seeing the world. The most interesting of continued stories unfold. What's your story going to be? Is your story going to be just clocking in Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, working for somebody else, making their dreams come true? Or taking something upon yourself to benefit you, to change your life? That's going to be your decision. That's going to be your decision. Max Ehrman from Desiderata, a poem for a way of life. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy. I love meeting joyous people. I love meeting cheerful and happy people. What's sometimes kind of odd for me, and I understand it, is when someone is overtly cheerful and it feels like it's a projection to cover a pain, to cover heartache, to cover disappointment, and you can feel it. There's people that are genuinely happy, and I don't know if anybody can be 100% happy, but that's why the quote says, with all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy. Because if you focus on that pain and on that disappointment and how you feel, and maybe depression and maybe anxiety, if you focus on it, it's going to be difficult to get out of it. But if you strive to be happy, at least you're trying to climb yourself out of that. You're trying to change your situation into a better situation. We're trying to lift your spirits by giving you a different perspective on how people think. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy. Max Ehrman. His last couple. Martin Luther King Jr., we must accept finite disappointment, but we must never lose infinite hope. We must accept finite disappointment. This too shall pass. Finite disappointment. But we must never lose infinite hope. Hope for a better day. Hope for a better tomorrow. Hope for a better situation. Hope for strength for a better me. For me to be able to handle whatever comes my way. For you to be able to handle whatever you're faced with. Whatever disappointment. Even if you see it coming from far away or if it pops up in front of you. I wish you that. We must accept finite disappointment. But we never but we must never lose infinite hope. Martin Luther King Jr. Last couple of quotes. Oprah Winfrey. No matter where you are on your journey, that's exactly where you need to be. The next road is always ahead. That's exactly where you need to be. The next road is always ahead. Where's your next road going to take you? I look back on my life. I was like, okay, I did my schooling and all that. Came out, got out of school, went to the Navy, came back, somehow wound up in radio. you know, I loved music all my life. Somehow I wound up in radio, and I stayed in radio, or I wound up in radio in some way, shape, or form for 23 years, and I loved it. And then I wound up doing, marketing for a hospital, getting licensed for, helping people with their finances, being single, becoming a father, so many different paths. No matter where you are on your journey, that's exactly where you need to be. The next road is always ahead. Oprah Winfrey. Keep an eye out for that next road. You never know. Last one. Pearl Buck. There is an alchemy in sorrow. It can be transmuted into wisdom, which, if it does not bring joy, can yet bring happiness. Don't confuse joy with happiness. Two different things. There's alchemy in sorrow, change. It can be transmuted into wisdom, experience, which, if it does not bring joy, can yet bring happiness. That's pretty cool. That's Pearl Buck. Really, really nice. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to go back to this quote at the beginning. The beginning of the article by Lydia Sweat on success.com. The link to the article is in the comments. Please feel free to share the video and check out my YouTube page as well. And subscribe there. We have all these videos. I do them Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. and I put them on my YouTube page. YouTube.com/AlgaeMan1. I'll put that on the comments as well. The quote was this. I'll give you the longer quote. From every experience comes a valuable lesson. And your ability to find the light even in your darkest hour means you are greater than your worst day. Your ability to find the light even in your darkest hour means you are greater than your worst day. Isn't that wonderful? What a great quote. So that was the one that was to kick off the article. And it has a great collection of quotes. So feel free to, if you are watching this in some way, shape, or form, share the video. Share the link. It's on the comments there as well for the YouTube page. So you can check out all these different videos. You never know. There might be something in one of those videos that talks to you when you need to hear it. That's it. That's all we're doing. There might be something in one of these videos that talks to you at a moment when you need it the most. So the link is in the comments. And remember, knowledge is power. Imagination is king. And intelligence your weapon. Read a good book today. Enrich your mind. Until next time, which should be Wednesday at 8 a.m., we'll be talking.